I know I usually don't come on. What's this? Friday night? Is today Friday night? Yeah, Friday night. I know you guys haven't seen me for Friday night for a while. Thanks for being here. I thought this was so important to talk about. We're back on the Alec Baldwin story. Yes, we're back about this poor young lady, the director, photographer. Um, I don't even know this woman, and I'm so emotional that she was there to do a job and now she's gone. You know what I mean? So, Alec Baldwin, I want to share two stories. And now, earlier in my live, or if you go back to our last live we did earlier today, I was just sharing gossip that people were saying, allegedly, people that were there, part of the crew. And if you don't know what happened, Alec Baldwin, he's on the show of a Western being filmed called Rust, and he has been documenting this through his entire social media. It's a lot of cast and crew. Now, it is a lower budget for someone like me, is high budget. Like for me, if I was on this film, I'd be like, oh, this is a little bit, higher budget, medium budget, something like that. So it's like one of those shows that might have went straight to like Amazon Prime or something like that. Allegedly, I'm saying, but they had some money and some crew behind it. So Alec Baldwin was rehearsing, and a gun fired, and it killed the director of photography. If you don't know who that is, a DP, that's who has the camera, who's telling us what to do, who to shoot, how the scene is going to go, how it's going to look. That is this young lady right here with the camera. She's that person. She's that girl, okay? She was killed, and then a producer, I hope I'm saying it right, a producer was shot but left go. So two people, I've never seen when two people, we've heard of Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee's son, um, but I've never seen when two people are shot by the same gun. This has something in my head feels like it's not right. I'm just gonna say it. Okay. So you guys, Alec Baldwin, the story continues. And earlier we were talking about the gossip where people were saying they walked out. Well, it has been confirmed, and I want to share that with you. It has been confirmed by the Los Angeles Times. It has been confirmed by TMZ that people walked out before this happened because of gun safety. And let me go to my, remember I showed you this little chat that we had earlier. And if you don't know, I work behind the scenes sometime in film and crew. I've held a lot of positions from PA to different departments I have been. This you guys, you know how you click on Netflix, you know how you like Squid Games and stuff like that. Them people went through hell, okay? Game of Thrones, them people went through hell. And everybody wants that job, but it's a lot of long hours. You guys, and this is not a shameless plug, but it is a plug. You just a mention rather. You guys that are on my Patreon, here's my Patreon. I tell you what I do behind the scenes. You guys have seen me. I disappear for 3 weeks. You guys on my Patreon, you know where I'm at. I am part of crew. I'm doing something and it takes me 15 hours a day. I work sometimes an hour to get home and then I'm back at it. I probably got 4 hours for sleep. Nobody in my family see me. If you hear me now, my voice is gone. All right. Crew is so important. It was a strike recently. Let me tell you this, when you guys just click on something and say this is a movie or this movie is trash, this movie is okay, this movie is garbage, oh, this on Lifetime, y'all, that crew be working, y'all. That crew, that time is money. The unions don't play, okay? Now let's get back to Alec Baldwin. I just wanted to tell you earlier, I showed you guys this one. Someone put out at 11:50 a.m. The entire camera crew walked off that morning. Now we shared this in the last live. Go back if you didn't see it. The entire camera crew walked off that morning for that exact reason. Last night, we each wrote resignation letters. I'm just going to leave it there. I just want to put it here because in the last live, I told y'all, I want you to think I was lying. This was going around behind the scenes in different people union. People were sending this on Twitter and talking about it, and people are like, yeah, right. Well, it's true. This is true. Allegedly, I have to say for my own protection. It was a walkout before this beautiful young woman was killed. Now, let me be clear. Alec Baldwin has to live with this for a long time. I don't think Alec Baldwin is sitting around here okay, like all this happened, a casualty's a casualty. I don't think that at all. He has to live with this as well. It should have been a prop supervisor. It should have been insurance. It should have been uh I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember what we have at work on a smaller film. You have to have a permit to even have a play gun. A toy water gun, you need to have a permit just to have that toy water gun waving in the air, acting like you're shooting somebody. Okay? So they had a prop gun filled with blanks. Not since Bruce Lee's son, and I'm sorry in the last video, I think I said Jason Lee. Oh my God. But not since Bruce Lee's son, Brandon Lee, have we seen something like this in like 1993. This should not be happening. Okay. So the crew, y'all stay with me. Hit the like if you're here. All right. I'm going to share something with you. And I want to say, if you're sensitive to gun situations, if you're sensitive to this situation, if you're sensitive to, you know, anything like this, I'm sorry, make sure you click out. I don't want you to see this. Okay, so let's talk about what the crew saw. I'm going to share this screen right here. So this is on Twitter. Now, you can go to the Los Angeles Times to see all about it. Hours before actor Alec Baldwin fatally shot a cinematographer on the New Mexico set of Rust with a prop gun, a half a dozen crew workers walked off set to protest the walking conditions. Now, do you know why they walked off set? Because let me find it. Let's get to it. Uh-oh. Do I have to pay for it now? I've been there too much. Let's see. Might have to pay for it now. I might have to click out. I don't mind paying for it. I just have to click out and figure it out. But anyway, they were complaining about long hours, long commutes, and then one of the actors misfired the gun twice. Misfired the gun twice. So, they before this young lady was killed, they had already misfired the gun twice. So it was no person that was in charge of the armor. So, like, if I come to you, if you say, hey, Burgundy, come to my house, we're going to have a Halloween party, and I want you to shoot congrats out a gun. You know, the little, you know how the gun has a little bang bang flag to come out at the end. I still need a permit. I still need a prop supervisor. I still need someone that has a gun license. I still need a concealed and carry. I still need an armory supervisor, I believe it's called. It's so many things and probably more because I haven't been to that caliber of jobs. You need all of that just to have a toy gun. Now imagine having a gun that shoots blank rounds. So you guys see it for yourself. Hours before Alec Baldwin fatally shot a cinematographer on the New Mexico set of Rust with a prop gun, and I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm really not. And this is all alleged. I have to say that to protect myself, but we're just talking about the news as it come out. Um, it's not his fault per se, but is it production's fault? Hell yeah, it's everybody's fault. And they said right before that, and this is in the LA Times, that a cast member or someone, a crew or someone that was there, they said, "Hey, here's a gun, shoot it." And when he shot it, he said, "Oh, it's a round in here. It's something in here, some shrapnel, something in here." They said, "Shoot it again." And it happened again. So he shot it out twice, allegedly. And then I don't know if it's the same gun, so I can't say that. But then the next day, they are on set with guns and it kills two. I mean, it kills one person and injures another. Thank you, Helix. I'm looking at Helix though, and I appreciate anybody that's a gun owner that knows more about guns. Please let me know. Gun owner here, no matter what, you never assume a gun isn't loaded or fake. You always check your gun. And Helix, I said this in the last video. Thank you for your comment. I said this in the last video. Someone I was I'm behind the scenes. I work on crew and sometimes we work with things with guns. And one time we were on set and it was a gun. Just someone randomly brought a gun on a low budget film. This was really like the whole film cost $200, right? And someone brought a gun and they were like, "Oh, it's not loaded." And we were like, "Oh, okay." That what I was really young then. But that wasn't good enough and we kept on filming. That gun isn't loaded. He can point it at this actor. This actor can what? Now we're talking about Alec Baldwin who been filming since he was 3 months old. This is ridiculous that they will allow this to happen. All right, y'all, let's go. Thank you for that too. Hey, Zell, thanks for being here. Thanks everyone for being here. Now let's move on to this next point and I'm gonna let you go. Again, if you're really sensitive, please don't tune into this. We're talking about guns. We're talking about what happened with Alec Baldwin, and unfortunately, the director of photography of his film was murdered accidentally, but she was murdered. I'm not gonna say she died. I know YouTube wants me to say that, but she was murdered. She's a mother. She's a wife. And she lost her life just sitting up there holding a camera to film Alec Baldwin, and she should have been protected. All right, and I feel bad for him too. Let me be clear. This man has to live with this for the rest of his life. It was up to the production. All Alec Baldwin, and this is as far as we know. All Alec Baldwin was supposed to do was show up and shoot a film. All she was supposed to do was show up and hold a camera. It was up to whoever was in charge of props, the production, all of that, the film company to make sure that this environment was safe. That's what I want to make clear. Let's go to what just happened recently. So now we know that right before that, it was a walkout. Now, look at this, y'all. This is how we know that they was trying to cut corners and save money. The assistant director handed him a loaded gun, according to the warrant. Now, this is what TMZ is saying. Now, why? Now, for those that don't know about film, I do a little bit. In the film industry, and let me tell you guys, and my girl Ezell gonna get on me, but I work in a small environment. And I appreciate y'all support. Thanks for supporting me. Um, when I, not around you guys that are over on Patreon, y'all know I'm at work and I tell you, and you know what films. Mama was kissing Santa Claus on Christmas, you know. in Gary, Indiana. You already know. You already know. But I digress. What I'm talking about is that the assistant director handed him a loaded gun. It's a fast paced environment. Sometimes, even in my pace, on something small, people say things like, can you do this? And I'd be like, absolutely not, because of safety reasons. And you have to be a little more seasoned to know that. Like, people be like, can you drive Holly Berry over to Burger King to get a sandwich? No, I cannot put Holly Berry in my car and drive her nowhere. Bring her sandwich to her trailer. These things happen on set because they want to save time. You know what I mean? They want to save time. Things like that happen. So I believe this is a possibility, especially if the people walked out. Alec Baldwin, assistant director, handed him loaded gun according to the warrant. Now, when I know about an assistant director, and if anyone who has been an assistant director, first AD, or something like that, put the comments below. They are on your ass. They on your ass because time is money. Now, that's just my behind the scenes two points. Let's go and see what this says. But it's not the assistant director first. Who point? I mean, fault. This is the thing. This woman, let me tell y'all something from the streets. This woman died. Her husband does not, and her kids do not care about, they want their mama and their wife back. They do not care about who handed who nothing. If Warner Brothers was in charge of the film, they need to pay. If Lionsgate was in charge of the film, they need to pay. Do you think I care about somebody named Burgundy Blue over here that's making $10 an hour? You think I want to sue her? No. I want to sue the top of the top. And this is just where they at now. They want their mom and their wife back, but that's not going to happen. So passing the buck is not going to work. And I want Alec Baldwin. I'm be honest. I want Alec Baldwin to end. I feel so bad because I'm sure he didn't see this. You know what I mean? I want to read a couple of comments before I move on. So the people of props left and they continue shooting the video. Ezel, I think that's what happened. I think that's what happened because time is money. And if you guys Google Hollywood from Monday, and we talked about it in my Patreon, um, it was a strike supposed to go on Monday. Can you guys believe that it was supposed to be a strike? So, for all purposes, these people wouldn't have been working if the strike had happened. It was, Google it. I'm not lying to you. The crew members were supposed to be on strike, and then they came with like a soft medium. So the agreement passed. This lady would have been alive. It's crazy. Look at how they wrote that the assistant director handed. Yep, that's what they said, girl. Thank you, Ezel. Oh, okay. And thank you so much for being so nice. All right, y'all, let's read this. The gun handed to Alec Baldwin before the fatal shooting on the Rust movie set was loaded with a live round. I know I'm supposed to read this, but can I pause? Again, why you have a prop supervisor, a armory supervisor, and a company that the company that rents you the prop gun should be on set too, allegedly is what I'm saying. Um, why? Because anybody could, I could load the gun. So you just gonna have the gun in the bin. Let me tell you something. If it's a pair of eyelashes, I'm gonna check to see if the eyelashes been used or not. You mean you're not checking a gun? But I digress. The gun handed to Alec Baldwin before the fatal shooting on the Rust movie set was loaded with a live round, according to a warrant from the ongoing police investigation. The warrant says an assistant director handed the gun to Alec and told the actor it was safe to use before the deadly incident, according to the warrant obtained by the Associated Press. The warrant says the assistant director didn't know the gun was loaded, but it doesn't mention who actually loaded the gun, which may become the central issue. Man, he looked broken right here. I really I can you imagine? I just can't. Alec bloodstained costume from the movie has been taken as evidence, as well as the gun that went off, plus the other prop guns and ammo being used on set, according to the warrant. The warrant says Helena Hutchins was shot in the chest, and Joel Souza was wounded as he was standing behind her. We talked about that on the live today. Like I was telling you guys how usually people are positioned from what I see. A source working on the movie tells us gun safety has been a constant issue on set. And just last weekend, blank rounds were shot when they weren't supposed to go off. We talked about that, y'all. I want to repeat this sentence and I'm out. A source working on the movie tells us gun safety has been a consistent issue on set. And just last weekend, blank rounds were shot when they weren't supposed to go off. Why was this still filming, guys? Why? This just tells us about the pressure behind the scenes in the industry. As we reported, Alec pulled the trigger on the gun, and the accident ruled in the death of 42-year-old cinematographer Hutchins. She was struck and airlifted to a hospital where she died. Director Souza was also hit, but has reportedly been released from the hospital. Baldwin said he's cooperating with the investigation and says there's no words to convey my shock and sadness regarding this tragic accident that took the life of Helena Hutchins, a wife, mother, and deeply admired colleague of ours. This should not be happening in 2021, y'all. That's me saying that part. So, what do you think about this? Please let me know in the comments below. I just wanted to let you know that yes, a lot of the crew voiced concern. And now we're seeing that allegedly rounds were shot off when they weren't supposed to. And then look, I said 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D, whatever. Why the heck y'all not checking the gun before you give it to somebody? It could be a crazy person on set. It's Halloween. It's Halloween. It could be a psycho trying to do American Horror Story. And I mean, and I ain't trying to be funny, trying to pad the rounds. You don't know. Y'all, as I always say in these videos, and I hope you don't take it lightly, please always take care of yourself and take care of each other. We need each other, all right? I'll be back tomorrow. This is crazy. And I just feel, man, I feel so bad for this girl. You know, as someone that work on crew, you always be excited when you get the next job. Oh my God, I got a job with Alec Baldwin. Oh my God, I got a job with Angela Bassett. Oh my God, I got a job with uh Screech from Saved by the Bell. You just be excited. It don't matter. It don't matter who it is. You just be excited. I got this job. And people are gonna see my art. And this is what it turns into. So please don't take it lightly when I say take care of yourself and each other. All right, y'all.
Commentary blue, commentary, burgundy, commentary, comment blue, commentary, comment burgundy blue, commentary.